Okay, so this is a story. This is a short story that I will fill in with another short story after. This is a series of two short stories rather than one. Rather than one larger story. Um, so everybody was talking about who was gonna run the place and the kind of people we're gonna put in charge and who we wanted to lead and so on. And it was getting really complicated and frustrating. And beforehand, we'd made a joke that Tawney was the mayor now. Um, because I think Dracus and his little group of people were talking about oh, we don't want to be in charge. I really hate making decisions on this shit or whatever. And I'm like, I'll do it. I'll make decisions. And Dracus was like, okay, Tawney, you're mayor now. I was like, that was easy. All right. As my first act as mayor, everybody have a snack and take a nap. And everybody's like, all right, sure. And as my second act as mayor, everybody give me all your alchemy stuff. I'm gonna make potions. And then Eduardo goes, Tawney, you've gone mad with power. You can't be the mayor anymore, or something. I'm like, oh, but I'm the mayor. we don't stand for tyrants around here, or something. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was good. But anyway, then there was like this serious council later where we were talking about like who's gonna be in charge or whatever. There's a town meeting, and I was like, they're talking about like the person has to be like neutral, and they have to be, like the people on the council can't like be thinking about their own self-interest and blah 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 other stuff. And it was taking a long time, and there was lots of stuff going on, lots of talking being done, and I went, I vote for me. Who else votes for me? And a bunch of people were like, yeah, I'd vote for Tawney. Yeah, sure. So I might, next game, might be able to secure a seat on the leading council of the town. We're talking about Tawney. She makes decisions really quickly. I'll give her that. But other than that, I don't really think she's leadership material. I mean, she wants everybody to be friends and be nice to each other and have a good time, and everybody take enough naps so they're not cranky anymore. Basically, that's her platform. That's her platform for running for mayor. So, there you go. Second, Tawney will get everyone jobs. Yeah. The second story, or like the little story snippet that I'll tell you as well, because that one was just a story snippet. I got a little other story snippet, and this story snippet is that like, so we were fighting some ice elves. Like after we'd NPC'd, we had to go and like fight our own little fort of ice elves, because we were like going to fight like an elite fort while everybody else was fighting like the big fort, and I thought it was just like, oh, you guys are gonna be NPCs while they fight the big fort, and we'll just say like whatever you did. But we actually had to go fight the little one too, and I was the only healer. And I had just my potions, and I was a little bit nervous. But we did okay. I used some of my potions on people who fell over, and we killed all the ice elves. But we had a blacksmith with us, like a dwarven blacksmith. He was like, this fort, we could chop down the choice pieces of the walls and the doors, and we could take it back, all this lumber and resource. And everybody's like, yeah, all right. So he starts like chopping pieces out of the walls and whatever, and like taking the doors off, and everybody's like grabbing these pieces of wood and like, pretending to like haul these things, and going like, and like walking along, kind of like that, It's a little pantomime sort of stuff. And I was like, I'll help too. And I lean over to like grab this invisible pile of wood, you know, lean over to grab this pile of wood, and I'm on the ground like, yeah. And eventually, like, the Minotaur guy, I think it was the Minotaur guy, it might have been somebody else, I don't remember, but somebody came over and they were like, Tawney, you get that one. I'll get this one. And they, like, you know, just, like, lift it up and put it over their shoulder. I'm like, all right. And I just pantomime, like, leaning down and picking up, like, a stick. Like, just like a little stick, you know? So everybody's, like, walking back to town with these, like, loads of lumber from the wall, like, over their shoulders and, like, all this other stuff. And they're like, yeah, we got all this resource. And I'm like, I got this one. Quality over quantity. Mine's the best one. And later on we got tags for this stuff, like, you know, pile of lumber, pile of lumber, pile of lumber. And there's a tag for my stick, and the tag read, a really nice stick. That's the tag. It's a tag for a really nice stick. Tawney brought this tiny little stick. Everybody else brought, like, bales of lumber. But yeah, that's kind of the Tawney way, you know. Yeah. And no, this fort's not on the right island, you know. Like we're traveling from island to island in our boat, you know, like in our boat. And this fort isn't on the right island, so we can't use this one.